106-38. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say. Item number 4 is Resolution R2106-44. Councilman Hayes.
Yeah, this resolution of the City of Gallatin, Sumner County, Tennessee, adopting a plan of services for the annexation of 10.87 acre portion of two parcels, PO Tax Map 137, parcels 011.01 and 064.00, located east of Big Station Camp Boulevard and north of Lakeland Drive, and providing for an effective date. Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion to approve by Councilman Hayes, second by Vice Mayor Fennell. Is there any discussion? Okay, this is Resolution R2106-44. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say no. It is approved unanimously. Item number 5 is Resolution R2106-45. Councilman Hayes.
Resolution of the City of Gallatin, Tennessee, annexing 10.87 acre portion of two parcels located east of Big Station Camp Boulevard and north of Lakeland Drive into the City of Gallatin, authorizing the annexed property to be indicated on the official zoning atlas, assigning the annexed area to a council district, repealing conflicting ordinances, and providing for severability and providing for an effective date. Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion by Councilman Hayes, a second by Councilman Alexander. Is there any discussion? Okay, this is Resolution R2106-45. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say no. It is approved unanimously. Okay, item number 6 is second reading on ordinance 02106-39. Councilman Hayes.
Yeah, this is an ordinance of the City of Gallatin, Tennessee, rezoning 9.62 acres from the rural residential county district to the mixed-use district and 1.244 acres from the rural residential county district to the PGC Plan General Commercial District, and approval of an amendment to Westfield Preliminary Master Development Plan comprising 13.21 acres located east of Big Station Camp Boulevard and north of Lakeland Drive. Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Hayes, second by Vice Mayor Fennell. Anyone with discussion on this? Okay, this is second reading on ordinance 02106-39. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Does pass unanimously. Item number 7 is second reading on ordinance 02106-40. Vice Mayor Fennell, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mayor. This is ordinance amending Gallatin Municipal Code, Chapter 16, Article 2, Section 16 through 33, illegal parking, impoundment of vehicles with outstanding traffic tickets, and added Section 16 through 35, public parking lots. So moved.
Second.
We have a motion by Vice Mayor Fennell, a second by Councilman Overton. Any discussion on this? Okay, seeing none, this is second reading on ordinance 02106-40. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say no. It is approved unanimously. Item number 8 is first reading on ordinance 02107-41. Councilman Fan.
Thank you, Mayor. This is an ordinance appropriating drug funds for the 2022 budget, and I so move.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Fan, second by Councilman Alexander. Any discussion? First reading, ordinance 02107-41. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Does pass unanimously. Item 9 is first reading on ordinance 02107-42. Councilwoman Love.
Thank you, Mayor. This is an ordinance appropriating $52,000 for in-low parking lot repairs and repaving. I so move.
Second.
Motion to approve by Councilwoman Love, second by Councilwoman George. Any discussion on this? First reading on ordinance 02107-42. In favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, say no. It is approved unanimously. Item 10 is first reading on ordinance 02107-43. Councilwoman George.
Thank you, Mayor. Ordinance appropriating $2,500 in TVA funding to Gallatin Beautiful. I so move.
We have a motion by Councilwoman George, second by Councilwoman Love. Any discussion? This is first reading on ordinance 02107-43. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say no. It is approved unanimously. Item number 11 is first reading on ordinance 02107-46. Councilman Alexander.
Thank you, Mayor. This is an ordinance moving budget from reclassified utility inspector position.
A motion by Councilman Alexander. Second by Councilman Overton. Any discussion on this? This is first reading on ordinance 02107-46. Say aye in favor. Say
Aye.
no opposed. First reading is approved unanimously. Item number 12 is resolution R2107-50. Councilwoman Love.
Thank you. This is a resolution approving a mural at 130 East Eastland Street. I so move.
Motion by Councilwoman Love, second by Councilman Alexander. Any questions, discussion? Okay, this is resolution R2107-50. In favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. This resolution passes unanimously. Item number 13 is resolution R2107-51. Vice Mayor Fennell.
This is a resolution of the City of Gallatin, Tennessee, supporting application for a multi-model access grant from the Tennessee Department of Transportation for the development of a multi-model improvement project for the City of Gallatin. So moved.
Second.
Motion by Vice Mayor Fennell, second by Councilwoman Love. Any questions or discussion on this? Okay, this is resolution R2107-51. In favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Resolution is passed unanimously. That concludes the regular agenda, I think in almost record time. Bringing us now to other business, I do have just a couple of things I want to ask of this council. The first is that Habitat for Humanity has asked me for a letter from the city saying that we would waive fees like we have routinely for, can't think of the word, for, when they come in, they ask us for us to waive tap fees. Thank you. And while we haven't appropriated the funds, the letter would say something along the lines that we routinely do, waive fees for Habitat for Humanity, and we support them in this project.
Project over on East Eastland?
Yes.
Sorry, Mayor, it's the same project. Motion approved.
Second.
A motion by Councilman Overton, second by Vice Mayor Fennell. Any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. All right. Second thing is that we discussed last week, bringing our work sessions online in some capacity. In talking with Mr. Henschel, we cannot simultaneously stream to Facebook and be on our website. And so this council needs to make a decision as to which direction that you want us to go. I personally feel like Facebook is the platform with more exposure and more existing audience. People just aren't as savvy and familiar with our website. It's there and they can find it, and it will still be archived there. But as far as, the live streaming of, that's this council's decision.
Mayor, I think there's a lot of people for years and years and years that's got on and viewed our city website, and yet a lot of people don't have Facebook. A lot of the older people doesn't have Facebook.
Well, that's true. I know a lot of people
And-
who
and-
don't get
and,
on there.
for years and years and years, we streamed it on our city website, and, but there's a lot of people that don't have Facebook.
Now, our IT department, Mr. Henschel, are endeavoring to find a way to do both, but we aren't quite there in preparation for next week's meeting, so we're going to work to do that.
I'm fine with it, Paige. I don't care.
With which, we have to pick one at
I'm
this
fine
point.
with Facebook. I don't care.
So we would have it in two places, Facebook and our
It would-
website?
As far as the live stream, we have to, at this point, say either Facebook or the website. It will be on, we can put it on our website after the fact, but we,
So if it's on Facebook, do we have to take questions from?
No.
Okay. Because that
We're
would.
trying to fix something that's not broke.
Exactly.
We're just trying to add more exposure, I guess. And what was your recommendation?
I prefer Facebook because I feel like that is the easier way for people to access it, but I guess it is true that not everyone has a Facebook.
Sean's,
I know- I
Facebook.
know.
I'm all right with Facebook.
I know some people that don't, as I think about it, but.
What about y'all? Going down the line, I'm all right with Facebook.
Am too.
I am too, but I do know several people that don't have it, but I don't care.
They can view it the following day, just not live. And they can always create an account to not necessarily be active, but to be able to view.
If there is an interest, they'll find it.
Councilman Alexander,
I'm flexible.
you're indifferent. Councilwoman George,
I'm fine with Facebook.
Councilwoman Love, did you articulate a preference or?
It doesn't matter to me.
I guess we're gonna put it on Facebook and we will work to continue, we will work to get to a place where we can have both options simultaneously, which is how it would be the best place, right?
So when will we begin Facebook? Next session?
On the work session, yes. And then we will begin doing these council meetings. Right now, Mr. Henschel, can we do our broadcast in Facebook simultaneously?
You're referring to cable?
Uh-huh.
Yes, cable and currently our website. We have a pretty good idea we can open it up streaming to both sites, but we'll have to test
Okay,
that.
but our council meetings are routinely aired on public access, so what?
Public access and our
What
website.
other option do we have? I mean, can we do Facebook and, because I'd like us to kind of be consistent. So can we do Facebook and public access, or?
Yes, we can.
I think we should keep it consistent until we can figure out a way to do Facebook and the website simultaneously.
Okay. I would
The
agree.
person
too.
who has to make it happen. Okay.
It's, that part's very easy.
Okay, all right. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And then finally, I did have a call this week and was asked about a discussion that we had some time ago about garbage fees for seniors. We have increased the garbage fee, and we've had some seniors expressing the hardship that it's placing on them. And so I said that I would bring it back again. We're still kind of challenged on how that might happen. From a billing perspective and a maintenance of list and properties and that kind of thing, because, people move and I don't know, it's just, but also, I don't want our senior citizens burdened any more than they already are.
So when you get into seniors, do you get into the disabilities and everybody else as well? So you're just opening up a,
Well, the way that we do the tax freeze, it's over a certain age and it's based on a certain income
Exactly.
level. So we could set those same parameters.
but the tax freeze is only for elderly, correct?
Yes.
It's
it
not for
is.
disabilities and stuff.
That's a good point too. So that does keep from that from increasing on them. And it applies to the county property taxes too, doesn't it, Ms. Goodrill? Okay, so they're actually not being burdened further by that, but the cost of living for everything else is certainly going up too. So, well, I would just ask, I'm not prepared for us to taking action or making kind of decision tonight. I just wanted to let you be aware that, there are still seniors who have kind of followed that conversation or interested in what we might be able to do to alleviate the challenge. As I look back on what we did with the trash fee, we went many years without increasing it, and then we increased it a large amount at one time. I really think in the future, we need to be more deliberate about small increases on a regular basis so that people aren't impacted at with such a large amount at one time. Just my 2 cents on that. So that concludes anything that I may have, so I would ask this council, what do you have? And then I have some department heads too.
Do we have any reason why we have to keep these up?
Well, there is appearing to be some COVID resurgence. If it is something this council is okay with us removing them, I'm certainly okay with it. I would want to check with the planning commission and make sure they're okay with it.
Are you talking about these right here?
Yeah,
I wish they would go.
I can't hear a lot of the times.
Yeah, they are, for people out there that look at them, they are really barriers because our sound is projected outward. And so when we're speaking up here, we're not necessarily hearing each other very well.
I want to leave mine up to protect me against these two.
I tell you what, we're going to leave them up right now until I get feedback from each of you. So if you don't want to say it publicly, please let me know outside of this meeting, and we'll make a determination.
Tinted.
Get you a face shield and a mask and goggles to wear during the meeting. Okay. Anything else from the council? Okay.
Glad to see Jimmy back.
Yes, very glad to have Jimmy
Let's
back.
see Jimmy back.
And looking well, I might say, so.
Oh.
And we'll show you pictures if you'd like to see them. We do have some department heads with other business to bring forward, so. Go ahead, Mr. Brown.
Just a couple of things to report on. I put on your desk earlier the Blue Cross Blue Shield grant that we're applying for. You'll see a resolution next Tuesday night, getting your blessings for us to do it. It's a 100% grant. That's why we was at Clearview Park today to doing a survey of seeing what the citizens wanted, which one of the three they wanted. There's three selections. And I really think the Finance Department, Troy, Suzanne and Rachel and her group, they've been real helpful for this. They was over that day in the hot sun, along with Tatum. She's used to it.
Well, it was pretty cool. Suzanne was excited because she was getting the real-time results while she was helping me do something.
Yeah,
She
we
was
had
like, "Whoa," quite a few
over 30
responses.
when I was left there of
Well,
good surveys.
She had 37 when I was with her at about 4:30, so, yeah. And I assume there's going to be some option by which people can take it online at some point too. But this is just gathering data from the community to
Correct.
support a grant that we're going to do down the road. But what Mr. Brown's asking for is just this council to vote to say, yes, we want to apply for it, and that resolution will be here next week.
And I think today there was a statement from Suzanne that there may be a 10-year maintenance agreement to come with this, that they will maintain it for 10 years.
Wow, that's sweet.
We don't know about that yet.
How much grant money can we get?
It's not, it's a project.
It's a
you-
project.
They give you a choice of 3 projects, so that's one of the things we're getting feedback on. We've applied for this the last 2 cycles and haven't been successful. And so this time we're really showing out to try and get it done because they have some neat parks that basically they come in, install, and maybe maintain.
Yeah, and in the material, you'll see the three projects. If they will come in, they'll do it 100%.
I've never seen one in
Excuse me.
person, but they look beautiful on paper.
All we have to do is get the land ready, and then they come in and do it all. So that, and then also today, I sent a request to one of the architects here in Gallatin about the Clearview Park Assembly Hall, or whatever you want to call it, Community Hall. He said Assembly Hall would be best. And so he will be coming back with a price to draw the plans. I have a floor plan that we just sketched out real quick to give him a starting point, but it can be changed a little bit. It
What
will-
what we may do, because, we're still waiting on information on these Rescue Act funds, is we may use some existing budget money that would need to be replaced at some point, but we feel confident that Rescue Act funds are going to be actually able to use towards some of our budgeting things. But that way, we're ready to go if we feel like this Rescue Act can cover that, so.
So next week, the resolution will be coming. I will not be here. I'll be out of the office, so I'm going to ask my dear friend if she'll present that. Thank you.
Questions for Mr. Brown? Okay. Anyone else?
Briefly, Bill McCord, City Planner. On your table in front of you, you have 2 large spreadsheets, and this is kind of related to item number 13 on the resolution applying for the multimodal grant. So what we'll do is, at the staff level, y'all had approved that, and we'll fill in that blank on there with a high-priority project that we will derive from one of these lists here. And that's multimodal grant is up to, essentially up to $1 million project, so 950,000 of that gets provided by TDOT, and then the city's match is 50,000. But I think it's important, try to keep you up to date on the status of some of these sidewalk projects, because they're mostly funded with some of these grant funds. So please look over that. If you have any questions, give me a call, or Nick a call. Some of these are being administered right now through engineering and being constructed. One was just finished up over there on Hancock Street. So,
Bill,
yes, ma'am.
wasn't it announced last week that the Long Hollow sidewalk project would be on here?
The Long Hollow project is on here. That is one that is put through in a CMAQ grant. So the Long Hollow project is under the CMAQ, under the second sheet, the single sheet. And what I'm trying to do, and this is incomplete right now, I just wanted to get something to you while I'm still pulling all this together. I thought it would be beneficial to the council to provide you with a listing of multimodal or sidewalk or transportation projects in general, where the city has received grant funds and what the match of the grant funds and the total benefit that the city has received over a number of years on these applications that we've submitted. We haven't been successful with all of them. You'll see the ones in green on the far right are the ones that were funded and are either constructed now or underway in one form or another. The Long Hollow Pike project is on this list as well. And you can see we had a kind of a run on projects because of, I guess because of COVID. There was a lot of CMAQ projects that were put forth here in the last few years. So each of these are on there. We've asked for some funding on some of these projects and weren't funded, and tried another source, and eventually we found success. So we're going to continue to go to bat, I guess, and tonight's action is part of that.
Thank you.
And I know the grant sources are confusing, and what project falls where is always a challenge, but I do want to say that I think Gallatin has been successful a very large percentage of the time, based on our city size and certainly our staff size. But our staff is very thorough, very diligent, presents great applications, and have helped the city realize tremendous success in garnering these state and federal dollars. So thank you, Bill, and thank all the other departments that do the same.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else with anything? All right, we'll move along then to public recognition on non-agenda related items. If you have something not on the agenda that you want to speak about, please come forward and do so at this time. Give us your name, your phone, not your phone number, your address, and we'll give you 5 minutes.
You asking for my phone number, Mayor?
No.
I already know it. It's Patrick Reeders, 317 Malone Drive, and I moved to Gallatin in '99. Gas was 99 cents a gallon. I rented from old Hanky Yankee up there past Dr. Massey. And I figured this is public recognition, so I'm gonna speak along. So I ended up running into some money, bought a house, Malone Drive, but I looked at a house that was right by where they keep all the rocks and the stuff over by AutoZone. And turns out, if I would have bought that house, it would have been commercial. If I didn't look into it, the grandfathership had lapsed for a year without paying the water, and it lost its residential ability. And if I didn't look into that, I would be stuck having to start a 24-hour company or sell the house real quick and be homeless and try to find somewhere else to live. So I don't think because I make a mistake, I can come and blame a council people. Plus, I would have your emails and I would have your phone numbers and I could call you. So I would think if I come up here in public, I would be wanting other people to hear what I'd say as well as the council. And I don't think I would become any BS. And I don't think I would say I could do surveys for you if I wasn't qualified, but I accuse y'all of not hiring qualified people. I mean, if I just had to get in something and take it up in the air and hit a button and fly it, that's not experience to run a city. It's not experience to trap someone behind a car. It's not experience to come up and blame everybody for everything with no solutions to nothing. We're all part of this town. And I think anybody that comes up here and just wants to gripe about things that they say they could be voted in to make a change, I wouldn't believe them. That's why I do it.
Thank you, Mr. Reyners. Anyone else wishing to speak under public recognition on non-agenda related items?
Brown, Council. I just had a question, probably, Ms. Susan, you probably could answer, about something that you all voted on that was not on the agenda. I'm just kind of confused. The Habitat for Humanity waiving the tap fees, which I'm completely for waiving tap fees for
Not a commitment,
Habitat.
it's not a commitment to funding. It is them saying, I can send a letter saying that we,
So, but that's my question. So I didn't understand why there was something voted on that without, in the past, when I've watched, you've always had to vote to suspend the rules to vote on something that wasn't discussed at work session.
I think it would have been fine with them just saying it's okay, because it doesn't require a resolution. It's just us sending a letter saying we're supportive of Habitat and, you know, what the history is. It's-
Okay. So it was this procedural thing that was confusing to me.
It's kind of like asking about feedback about the meetings. You know, how we were going to stream those. It's not different from that. Someone made a motion, seconded it, and that was how we voted on that. We kind of went down the row and asked about the video platform for the, but there's no resolution. There's just,
No, right, so I guess if there's no resolution, there shouldn't be an official vote on something. Is that correct? I'm just trying to understand that because it seemed like it was kind of weird. The
Susan, you have an
procedure.
opinion?
I think the mayor has explained it as adequately as we can. This was not a commitment to waive the fees. It was a commitment that she can send a letter in support of Habitat.
Okay, well, I'm in support of that. I think that we should waive tap fees for Habitat. Thank you for answering my question.
Anyone else wishing to speak this evening?
My name is Joe DeBoard, and I live at 1007 Hart Street here in Gallatin, Tennessee. Tonight, I would like to share with you a thought, and it goes like this. It is my view that one must work to have a safe place to work and live. I also believe that one must share concerns with the appropriate governing body. With this in mind, I submit to you the following policy change. We need for State Route 174 to be rerouted from Red River Road over the railroad tracks adjacent to General Tire Company to North Broadway to left on Albert Gallatin to Dobbins Pike. 2, Red River Road to left on Dorothy Jordan Boulevard to Blythe Avenue, continue to Water Street across the new bridge, across the railroad to left on Dobbins Pike. There are several reasons that this change should be accomplished. The first is that it provides a safe crossing of the railroad. That is, no rubber strikes or touches
a railway is preferable outcome. Also, no traffic is being backed up or stopped due to the traffic stoppage for train traffic. The second problem is that the crossing of Red River Road can't handle all commercial traffic. Certain commercial motor vehicles can't cross the railroad crossing due to topography. This is due to the improper ground. Certain units with low clearance can't cross. They'll hang on the tracks. With the decertification of Business 109, we need to have a state highway presence on Blythe Avenue. This will bring a proper roadway to bring commercial and industrial development to northeast Gallatin. With every gallon we pump in our vehicles, we now pay for streets and roads in our state. We asked for a raise in our fuel tax to pay for projects such as this fine street. The City of Gallatin should resolve that the change of State Route 174 take place. This road would bring quality growth in this area. The reason why I pushed for this real hard is severalfold. Number one, it will give us a quality street in that region. We heard stories of we're going to do some work over there using city money. I want the state to pay for this. We allowed them to raise the tax on the fuel, and I was supportive of that, simply because of the fact that we needed to have more money put into our communities and our streets. And we want the state to pick up the tab. And I suggest to you folks that you fix a resolution stating this is our intention. Also, asking for help from our county. We have two people here that served on county commission, the mayor and the vice mayor. I think that can be achieved. Therefore, when it comes down to helping us with the tax base, as far as property tax, it will help us tremendously with regard to that issue. I believe with quality streets and sidewalks, as we're working here with people here, it's outstanding. But in this case, I think the state needs to pick up the tab on that. And in fact, at one time, it was under their purview. At least part of Blythe Street was. So therefore, folks, that's up to you, because we need to have more work, more money put into that street and across the railroad tracks. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. DeBoard. I have one more announcement. Mr. Overton just very graciously shared it with me. Does anybody have anything else before I go to that? All right, this is actually a very big deal. Next week, not this Friday night, but next Friday night, July 30th, we have a young Gallatin lady who's competing for Miss America Outstanding Teen. She won Miss Gallatin. She won the State of Tennessee contest. Now she'll be going to Orlando to compete in the nationwide contest. Whoops, sorry. I'm not timing myself out. Taylor Black, she is an amazing, amazing young woman who is one of the most talented people I think I've ever seen. But they're having a send-off party for her. It's happening this Thursday night. It's from 6:30 to 8 o'clock. It's at Gallatin High School. They welcome people that want to come and encourage her. I'm sure she'll appreciate cards and special thoughts to encourage her on the week that she's about to endure, and I hope that you will all follow along and see how she does in the competition. I predict that she's going to do very well, so it's exciting, and I'm really, really happy for her. But that's 6:30 to 8 o'clock at Gallatin High School, and if you can stop by and wish her luck, I know that she'd appreciate that. It's exciting to have a Gallatin contestant, actually from Gallatin, going to a national contest, and a big national contest. I mean, it's the top one, right? And on the teen side, so.
What day did you say?
That the send-off party is this Thursday night. The actual contest is on Friday, the 30th. It's at 5:30 Central Time, so that'd be 4:30 here. I assume it will stream in some capacity, so search MAOT, that stands for Miss America Outstanding Teen, and that's all the information you can put on it. So I'm hoping to attend, so.
Sure, all the luck in the world.
Absolutely.
With that, anything else? All right, entertain a motion. Motion to adjourn by Councilman Alexander, second by Vice Mayor Fennell. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned. Everyone have a lovely evening. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being engaged. Thank you for caring about Gallatin. We look forward to seeing you again. Take care.